join us on this Sunday live streaming. One salute for all the people who are joining us today. It's a specific streaming for to all of you, to all the Burzum fans all around the world. Maybe you are one of our followers. Maybe you are one of those subscribers that are connected right now. So let's wait for a minute before some all of you join us on this live streaming. So thank you very much to all the people who subscribe in this channel. Also thank you all the people who leave their thumbs up. So today we are going to have a little talk, sharing some stuff from this one man solo music project. So thank you very much to all the people who are joining us right now. Let me know in the comments down below or the chat section from which country are you. So that it's really important for us to have some kind of feedback. So we are, just waiting to couple of people join us on this live streaming on this Sunday. So thank you very much to all the people who are joining us on this live streaming today. Today we're going to share, some kind of stuff that belongs, to this Burzum collection. It's not the most extensive collection, but at least we have some kind of treasures, as you probably know. So let's see if some people are joining us today. So let's start sharing this little tape. This is the Back on Black edition of the Philosophen album on tape or cassette format. We have in the back the black tape, as you can see, with the name of the music project, also the name of the album. This is an edition from this Back on Black uh, developed by Bibelog Production on the 2022 year. So this is a really cool edition from the Philosophen tape. It's sealed, as you can see. It's never open, still sealed with this plastic thing, So this is a really nice item on this Burzum collection. So let me know if you own some kind of tapes in the comments down below, or if you have in the past these kind of music items in the chat section. So this is a really good one. I think this is a very beautiful cover. Remember that the painter from this amazing album was a notorious artist from Norway called Theodor Kittelsen. So let me know if you have some kind of favorite tracks, or which is your favorite song from the Philosophen album. So let's continue sharing another item on this collection. And we are going to talk about this fantastic and very rare edition from the Thulean Mysteries, the latest album from Burzum, released on physical format. Some of you know that Varg recorded another uh, digital music product, if we can say that, call it the Land of Tool, and that product is available on YouTube and some streaming platforms. Unfortunately, the Land of Tool isn't released at the moment on physical format like this album Tulean Mysteries, who was released on 2020 year. It was like 5 years ago that this album was released. No, so thank you very much to all the people who are joining this live streaming on this Sunday. Thanks to all of you for your support. And if you are new, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much to all the people who are leaving their thumbs up. So this is a special edition, as you can see. It's a double tape edition from this album from Burzum called Tulean Mysteries, as sharing or remember the philosophy. This edition is still, sealed, never opened, brand new. As we can see, the plastic on the two tapes from these two both albums. And this is I really like the size, if we can say that, the size of this box, because it's not so common in 2025 that you can find like a tape but on a double size, so it's quite interesting for me. This edition from Tulean Mysteries album was released under exclusive license from Burzum by the label from Bar called Bibelog Productions, but this is a German edition from this very known label called Darkness Shall Rise Productions. Maybe some of you have some kind of tapes collection, or maybe you receive some news from this German label called Darkness Shall Rise Production, where they release some kind of classic and vintage albums, maybe some new albums from a different notorious band. Their latest release will be a box set from Marduk, the Swedish black metal band. So this is a really nice edition from the latest, if we can say that, the latest official physical album from Burzum. So thank you very much to all the people who are leaving their thumbs up. Also, thank you very much to all the subscribers who are joining us on this live streaming. Let me know from which country are you watching the streaming in the comments down below or the chat section, so we can read from where country, where are you right now, in which country are you watching this live streaming. So let's continue with another piece from this collection. So we are now moving into the documentary section with this fantastic DVD edition from the Until the Light Take of Us. This documentary was released on the 2010 year. So this documentary shoots some kind of interviews with a bunch of the most notorious actors, if we can say that, from the black metal scene in Norway, starting with the boss from Dartron, Mr. Fenris. So we are talking about this amazing film. It maybe some of you watch it online, or maybe some of you have this edition too. Until the Light Take of Us is a film by Aaron Eitz and Audrey Ebel. Besides that, the winners Athens International Film Festival from Greece, official selection Gothenburg International Film Festival from Sweden, and also official selection AFI Fest. I don't know from which country are the last one. So if we can take a very uh, directal see, we can check that these have some kind of eyes, maybe darkness eyes in the forest. And I think that picture is from Virgin City. So this is quite interesting, you know. So it's a very great and highly recommended documentary to all the people who likes and who are diehards of black metal. We have, as I told you before, some kind of interviews, you know, with some people from the black metal movement in Norway, starting with Fenris, you know, having some kind of walk through or around the streets of Oslo in Norway. Also, we have some kind of interviews, you know, with Faust, the ex drums from Emperor. Also, we have some kind of exhibition art report from the black metal is scene. Also, there is some kind of interviews with Hellhammer from Mayhem, Olbe and Demonas from Immortal, and we have some opinions from the guy from Ulber. Also, we have, of course, an fantastic and amazing classic interview with Var Vikernes while he was on jail, you know, before, well, after his received the justice penalty from Norway. He is in jail and he have some kind of chat with this filmmaker. We remember a very classic scene when Varg talks about the cornflakes. So this one is really hilarious, really funny. Well, Fenris and Varg talks. How do you like your cornflakes? Do you like soft or do you like hard? So it's a very classic topic in the black metal scene in Norway. So it's a really cool documentary about, in a serious way, from the black metal scene. No? You're talking about the most notorious acts during some years, talking about Pelle Gible Olin, better known as Dead, the frontman from Morbid, and the singer in Mayhem, this Swedish guy that unfortunately takes his own life before recording some studio album, probably the Mysteries Doom Satanas from Mayhem. So also they talk about the criminal case from Faust, who stabs and, you know, uh, erase this guy called Magne in the forest of outside of Lillehammer. Also, we have some kind of TV reports, news from the church burnings in Norway, especially the Holmenkollen church or chapel in outside of Oslo. Also, the church burning from the Bergen Fantofstave Church outside this Norwegian city too. So this is a very recommended. In the backside, we have really cool couples of pictures with Pelle Gib Olin, the singer of Mayhem and the frontman of the Swedish band Morbid. Also, we have this little image from Fenris, the drummer from Darkthrone. Also, we have this classic image of Var Vikernes during his time in jail, walking with the security guard of some Norwegian jail. Also, this is another classic image from the black metal. This is a double edition of DVD. In the DVD one, we have like the documentary, and on disc two, we have like a black metal or metal class developed by Fenris, who is in the classroom talking, about the different genres and evolution of this heavy metal music, if we can say that. So thank you very much to all of you who are joining us on this live streaming. Don't forget to leave the thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below or the chat section from which country are you. Thanks for watching. Let's continue with another piece from this collection. Now we go a little bit more, newer times, and we are talking about this another fantastic film called Four Beers, who is a narration from the Var Vikernes wife called Marie Cachet, and she starts to talking about the evolution on the ancient age or the stone age from the human beings. So this is a really interesting and very emotive film about the evolution of the human race. It's called Four Beers. This DVD was released on 2013 years, so it was like almost 12 years ago who this documentary was released, a film by Marie Cachet, the wife of Bar Vikernes, and includes some music from Burzum. So if you are some have some kind of interest to watch this documentary, you can watch this documentary for free on YouTube. So just only type on the search section Four Beers film or Four Beers documentary, and you will find this documentary to watch for free on YouTube. This documentary, as you can see, this edition was signed by Marie Cachet. This is the autograph of Marie Cachet, the wife from Var Vikernes, and also the autograph for Varg 2 with my name, to David, Var Vikernes, and Marie Cachet. This documentary was signed or autographed by both of them 6 years ago, when I have the opportunity to talk with them and to have this historic meeting. Let's continue with another piece of this collection. Now we are talking about the books from Bar Vikernes, and this is the edition of Sorcery and Religion in Ancient Scandinavia. This book have some kind of agenda shape or looks like an agenda, very professional, very nice. And this book talks about some kind of items, if we can say that, some kind of topics about the beliefs and the traditions in Scandinavia. So we are going to read, to get the opportunity to have the reading of the prologue. So pay attention. This book is written as an attempt to describe the traditions and beliefs of the ancient Europeans. I have studied the subject for almost 2 decades, and yet I can only list 2 books about this subject: The Golden Boat by the anthropologist Sir James Fraser, and Ancestral Cult in Norway by the missionary and historian Otto Emil Birkeli, as any real help when writing this book. I have been forced to look for answers mainly in the etymology and original texts, but also in old fairy tales, traditional songs, and Norwegian folklore. My hypotheses of this book are based on the claiming that all the tribes of ancient Europe originally had the same religion, whether they lived in Europe or had emigrated to North Africa or different parts of Asia. Even through the deities, myths, and traditions discussed in this book, generally speaking, are Scandinavians. It does not mean they are only Scandinavians. I am describing common ancient Europeans' beliefs. I assume that the reader of this book is already familiar with the Scandinavian mythology and will ask from you that you open your mind and accept that much of what you think you know already is in fact not correct. The common perception of Bald and Bragi being 2 separate deities from example is wrong. They are just different names for the same deity. When you encounter such apparent mistakes made by me, you need to accept them as correct and keep reading until you realize that my interpretation is in fact correct. If you encounter a translation of a word or name that you think is wrong, or that your dictionary or lecture claims is wrong, you need to do a better research and find out what other dictionaries and or lectures have to say about this. They don't always agree. Also, remember that the Norse language was not a language with a clear orthography. What this means is that sometimes my translation may seem to be wrong, but can be seen as correct if you just change the spelling of the translated word. We know many names from different Norse sources, and these different sources uses a different spelling. Narfi is, for example, sometimes spelled Norby. I always use the translation that makes the most sense, although sometimes other translations are also possible, and I often include all possible translations. Academics tend to disregard every book writing without reference to specific sources. This book is probably such a book, but I have to defend it by saying that I cannot list sources when the ideas are my own, the interpretations my own, and the conclusions my own. You only need an open mind and common sense to appreciate the content of this book, and hopefully, this means that a few academics as well might appreciate. The sorcery and religion in ancient Scandinavia or Europe is the foundation on which our culture and civilization was built. We see traces of this all around us in everything we do, built and surrounded ourselves with, and not lives in ourselves. It is about time that we realize and appreciate this. The language in this book is my second language, so especially native English. Speakers will have to bear with me. Var Vikernes, November 2007, Tromsø, Norway. So, as you can see, have some kind of interpretation about this book called Sorcery and Religion in Ancient Scandinavia, written by Vikernes. So we have some kind of image. Let me share with you something. We have this image from the ancient Scandinavia and some image from these historic characters, if we can say that. For example, in this image, we have the romantic image of Freya. As you probably remember, Freya was mentioned in some of the Burzum songs written by Vikernes. So there is another image with the divine secrets in the chapter of the runes. So if you are quite interested about the runes, you will find some practical and cool information about the runes here in this book. So thank you very much to all the people who are joining us on this live streaming. Thank you very much to leave their thumbs up, and don't forget to let us in the chat down below or the comment section from which country are you watching this streaming. Let's continue sharing another emblematic image from this book called Sorcery and Religion in Ancient Scandinavia, written by Vikernes. And this image is from Vendel, possibly Hermod riding to Hell Valley hunting the winter spirits or any warrior engaged in a ring game. So this is another interesting image that we can find in this book. So this is another image, looks like a film item from a movie, and also we have another image. So if you didn't have this book, Sorcery and Religion in Ancient Scandinavia, highly recommended if you want to learn and to know more about this specific and ancient topic from the sorcery and religion in ancient Scandinavia. All the deities, all the myths, all these gods from this Norse history. It's a really cool book, so you will find very easy via a plastic head megastore in United Kingdom. I bought this book the last year, so it's not so expensive and not so hard to find online. Remember, this book was written by Var Vikernes, and it's called Sorcery and Religion in Ancient Scandinavia. Let's continue with another piece from this collection, and we have the mythic fantasy role played game called Mifarok. This book was created also, this game, because it's a book from a game, was built and developed by Var Vikernes. This book was released during the pandemic times, maybe 2020, some of that, but it's a quite interesting book. I didn't play with this role play game yet, but I really like the cover of this book that remind us this album from Burzum, the Chilean Mysteries album. So maybe you try to connect this album with the book, and you are right. This album is the soundtrack from this roleplay game called Mi Farok. So we are going to share some pages from this fantastic book, and also this is how it looks on the back of the book. Mi Farok, it was a role-play game developed by Var Vikernes. So he in the book he said to go to www.mifarok.org to find a digital map of tool, errata, updates, tutorials, quick reference sheets, and more. This book was released on 2019 year, so it was released almost during the same year that I met Var Vikernes in France. So the table of contents say that there is like an introduction to Mifarok, game mechanics and rules, character generation and development, characters' roles, life stance, experience points, skills, combat rules, the land of tool, bands, cults, and organizations, demi-human war bands, sorcery, the creatures and phenomena of Thule, mythical deities, the Thulean calendar, the high festivals, appendix, e abbreviations. So it's like almost the content of this book written and developed by Var Vikernes. This is a short review, a little look inside the book. So we have some kind of descriptions about this game created by Var Vikernes. Remembers that he likes to play role play games when he was a teenager, no? So we have some kind of informations and description, and of course the instructions. So how to play this game at home, maybe with some friends. It's a little bit a long book. Was like very interesting quote at the end of the book, as you can read: you shall be friend with your friend and his friends, but no man shall ever be friend with their friend of an enemy. So this is a really interesting quote. Maybe you can have some kind of opinion about this quote that is in the end of this book. Thank you very much to all the people who are joining us this live streaming. Also, thank you to all the people who are leaving their thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and let me know in the comments down below from which country are you watching this streaming. Also, if you are new and aren't a subscriber, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. So this is a little view about the Mifarok roleplay game released by Var Vikernes, the Count Grishniak. It's really interesting material. So after talking about this book, so we are going to talk, of course, about the series of the latest books written by Var Vikernes, starting with this one. As you probably remember, I made some reviews from this book called To Hell and Back Again, My Black Metal Story. So this is the physical edition of this book, and maybe you have to take a look on the back side. Really, I don't know why these school are in the back of the book, but looks quite interesting. We have the description of the book down below. As you can see, we have some kind of runes. Also, the title of the series, the book series, called To Hell and Back Again. And of course, the name of the writer, Var Vikernes, and another rune at the end of the book. So if you didn't check the book review in English version from this book, just go to my channel and watch the book review from the first part of this book series called To Hell and Back Again. That video is available on this YouTube channel. So this is the book number one, or part one, if you want to call it. This is the second book, To Hell and Back Again, My Childhood Stories. So in this book, we are going to find some of the most interesting facts and memories from the childhood of Var Vikernes. Don't forget that this book series called To Hell and Back Again, all these books are written by Var Vikernes officially. Maybe I know that maybe some people didn't have any idea about these books, and maybe you think that this is not an official release, but no, 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 no. These are official books released, graded by Var Vikernes. So this is the second part of this book series called To Hell and Back Again. And of course, we have in the back the same school that the first part. This book called My Childhood Story have a picture of the little bark. Maybe that picture was taken by his brother, or maybe by his parents. It's a really cool picture that we can put some kind of image. So how looks Var Vikernes when he was a little kid? Let's continue with the third part of this book series. And now we are talking about My Prison Story, the third book from this book series called To Hell and Back Again, a book series written by Var Vikernes, and of course another school on the back of the book. This book has some kind of information, and the main facts that Varg deals during his time in prison in the Norwegian system. So also we have this book review on this YouTube channel. So if you didn't watch already this book review, this video is available in this YouTube channel too. This is the third book written by Var Vikernes. This book was released on the last year, 2024. Let's continue with the fourth book of this book series called To Hell and Back Again, and we are talking about My Burzum story. So this is a book where Varg describes all the facts, all the information about the recording process of their almost entire discography, all the albums that were released by Burzum in the past. This is talking about the facts that happened in Norway and France during those years. It is a great book. Unfortunately, those books, single books, are discontinued from Amazon. So if you are interested to buy some of these books, unfortunately, they are not available anymore. But you can find on Amazon the complete autobiography of Bar Vikernes, who is these 5 books in one solo book. The price is almost $30, so it's not expensive. And of course, in the back, we have another school from this book series called To Hell and Back Again. Let's talk about the last book from this book series called To Hell and Back Again, France. And we have my survival story. So I made also a book review from this fantastic text. This text was written by Var Vikernes too. And as we can see in the picture or the front cover of this book, we have Varg with his camo outfit and of course his fantastic was this jeep or vehicle that he have for I don't know how to say, to maybe some use to go for some kind of activities. Maybe if you remember some activities from his YouTube channel called Tulean. So it was I am trying to remember some kind of memories from the Tulean Perspective YouTube channel, and we have that this car was presented on some kind of narrations while Barg was fixing some of the parts of the engine of the Jeep. So while he was, repairing his car, he started to talk about Norwegians, facts from the black metal scene. Also, he talks about the movie Lord of Chaos. Also, he talked about some kind of black metal memories during his time while he was living in Norway too, and some kind of politics and culture points of view. This is the final book written by Bar Vikernes from his series To Hell and Back Again. Also in the back we have the fifth school too. So if you own or if you already read some of his books, well, let me know in the comments down below if you are watching this streaming. So please let us know if you own or already read some of these 5 books from this collection called To Hell and Back Again. All these books were released on the last year, 2024. And remember that those books are written by Var Vikernes. So let's continue with another items from this collection, and we are arriving to the vinyl section. So this is the edition of the notorious, popular and famous vinyl called Aske. I'm going to move just far away so we can have a better image from this vinyl. This is a re-edition of the Aske album, and we have a very fantastic back cover with this slogan very classic and very popular. No font, no chord, no trend, no mosh. And in the back of this logo, we have the Anton Sandor Lavey, no? Remember that he was a very notorious American character on the darkness beliefs or religion, if you can say that. He was named that the priest of Satan. And of course, this album was released on his very first edition by Dead Like Silence Production, the label from Oinstein Arset, better known as Euronymous. So this mini album have two sides, the side Hey and the side Winter, with three fantastic songs. Stemmer, Fratarnet, Dominus, Satanas, and of course, a lost, forgotten, sad spirit. A very classic and a very unique piece of music. Very favorite for all the Burzum fans. And we have in the front cover the ashes of the Fantop Stave Church. This church is located outside the city of Bergen in Norway. But remember one thing, according to Bark, is not according to me, according to Bark, he didn't burn this church, but he was convicted by the church burning of this Fantov Stave church in Bergen. So it's quite interesting that after many years we get this information that Var Vikernes wasn't the person who put on flames this church, even if this church is located on his hometown. The second vinyl from this collection is this classic, that Som Enga Varg. This is another classic album from the discography of Burzum. Let me know in the comments down below, or if you are watching this live streaming right now, why you like this artwork. This artwork is really interesting, and you will find some kind of similarity with the first album if you take a look on this part. No, we remember that this is almost the image from the debut album of Burzum, but we have a big picture of this landscape on his second album, released in 1993 by Misanthropy Records. So this is also, we have on the back a very simple information with the track list and the release label information. This is a release from 2008 year, the Dead Song Engabar. This is the second album by Burzum on this vinyl edition. Let's continue with this another vinyl album from the Burzum discography. This is the Ibis Lisset Tar Os, a really good one album. This is the picture disc edition of this, the third album from Burzum, and we have this fantastic and amazing artwork from the Black series, Black Death series, by the notorious painter Theodor Kittelsen. So it's a really interesting artwork and one of their favorites albums from the Burzum fans. In the back we have this nice drawing from some of the Burzum, or if we can say that, the Norwegian landscapes with some kind of typical houses, some kind of atmosphere or landscape in these Norwegian fjords, maybe just near to a lake or maybe near to a sea, and we can see in the back, no, the sea, maybe it's a lake, and some mountains with snow on the top. Also, we have this little character. Maybe he is running from those epidemic things calling the Black Death. So it's a really, really interesting artwork that we have on the backside of this Ibis Lisset Tar Os album with this fantastic picture edition from this album released in the 90s too. Then we arrive to the color era or the color season from Burzum. And we have this magnificent piece of art called Philosophen. This album is one of the most popular albums from Burzum, and according to Bark, this album was his most successful, talking about sales of Burzum. This is the most sell album from Burzum around the world. The one and only Philosophen. This is a fantastic cover of this lady using a trumpet in the middle of the forest. This edition was autographed or signed by Var Vikernes during our meeting 6 years ago. To David, my name, and the autograph of Var Vikernes. So we are going to see in the back that, well, we have like the authors, the previous albums, some kind of simple description with the name of the band, the title of the album, and of course the title track or track listing. It's a very simple information, but the artwork of this album is really, really, really amazing, beautiful, dope, sick, whatever you want to call. But this is, from my point of view, this album will pass like the most interesting and the most detailing artwork, also his music too. Let me know in the comments down below which is your favorite song from this album called Philosophen. I think maybe a lot of you will say that Dunkelheit is his favorite song, but maybe Jesus thought too. So let me know in the comments down below which is your favorite song from the Philosophen album. Let's continue with another edition of Philosophen, but in this time we have this picture disc edition, very similar to the previous one, with the same track listing, the same color, the same design, if we can say that. But this is the picture edition of this album. We are going to show you how the picture disc looks on this fantastic edition from Back on Black Records from England. And this is how it looks, the picture edition. Really, really nice one. I think that maybe in the future we can use this as a decorative article or product. You only need to put on your wall. So it was really, really nice edition on picture this from this album called Philosophen, and in the back this is a simple design with the names of the songs. This edition was released via Back on Black Records from England, so it's a really, really nice one. Daniel says, I love Burzum. Daniel says, hello from Romania, man. Greetings to Romania, Romania. Thanks very much to all the people who leaves the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and thank you to all the subscribers for support this YouTube channel. Thank you to all the people who are watching this streaming right now. So this was the picture edition of the Philosophen album. This album was released by Bar Vikernes, and the second disc is the same. This is a double edition on picture disc from the Philosophen album. You can find this edition on the Plastic Head Mega Store. It's a web shop from England, so it's really recommended. Maybe if you are living in the United States, you will find the Burzum Picture Disc edition via Amazon too. Let's continue with the color season of Burzum, and we arrive to this fantastic edition on vinyl format from the Dowdy Bards album. So this is a really, really nice artwork too. Maybe a lot of you like it and remember this album, Dowdy Bards. Also, we have in this fantastic painting some kind of important situation with this warrior, if we can say that. And he also, this one, have a little baby on their hands with this army on the back of the priest, if we can say that. This is another album, very, very, very good in the production sound. And let us remember that this album was produced while Bar Vikernes was on jail. This is only have some kind of keyboards sounds because he was allowed to have a keyboard on his jail. So this is very simple on the back too. Only the names of the songs, the name of the album, and the release information. This is another edition from Back on Black. This is a black simple vinyl. So let's continue with the color season of Bar Vikernes, and we arrive to this another fantastic album called Hirosh Card. This album was the second album produced by Bar Vikernes during his jail time. I really like the artwork of this vinyl or this album, if we can say that, no? This is a picture of a stone in the middle of a Nordic forest. Maybe looks a little familiar to the Norwegian forest. This is another instrumental or electronic album, if we can say that. And on the back side, we have the information of the name of the album and the track list recorded. And we have like a bonus image that is this rune on the back of the album. It's another very good piece of sound produced and released by Bar Vikernes during his jail time. Let's continue sharing another album. Well, this album was released after he was released from the jail. So we are talking about the Belus album. This is a picture edition from this great album, one of the most notorious album from Burzum after he was released from the jail in Norway. We have this fantastic picture disc edition. As you probably know, in the back we have a simple description of the album with the track listing. This is a picture disc edition. This edition was also released by this Back on Black license. So this is a really good one. And I remember a friend from Poland who likes this album very much. He owns this album on tape format. So, my friend, if you are watching this streaming, one salute to you, Mr. Dunkelheit from Poland. So, this is another great album. My favorite song from this album is the track number 4, Kai Madalas Red Slihin. This is like an emancipation song created by the one and only the Count Grishniak. Let's continue with another album, and we have this emblematic piece of sound called Fallen. This is the vinyl version of this album. This is the second album that Var released after his jail time. This album have some kind of painting of this person, maybe near to the gravestone on some kind of cemetery, if we can say that. And in the back, as you can see, this is a simple description of the track list of the album. Also, the licensed name on the back, call it Back on Black from England. My favorite song from this album, without a doubt, is Balen. Let me know in the comments down below if you are watching this streaming live right now, which is your favorite song from the Fallen album. Another great and probably the last, one of the last black metal albums or heavy albums from Burzum. Continue with this vinyl section. We arrive to this fantastic album called Kim Star, and we have this vinyl edition of this album. This edition say that it's a limited edition colored vinyl. If we can take a look here, this is the description, and the licensed label called Back on Black. This is a really good album. My favorite song from this album, sorry, is Goulart. And as you can see in the back, we have the same, no? The description of the track listing on the back, no more image or pictures, and the name of the label, Back on Black, on the back, no? The license of this British label. A really cool, good album from Burzum. Maybe the Reflex don't collaborate so much, but at least I will do my best to share the right image of how it looks, this Kimstar album from Burzum. Let's continue with the final vinyl that I have on my collection. There is only 3 albums that I need to buy to complete my Burzum vinyl collection. And I am talking about this, the Ways of Your album. This album was used as a soundtrack from the film For the Beers that we can check in the past of this streaming. So this album, as you can see, the Ways of Your is the soundtrack from this film called For the Beers. So we have this uh, double situation in the discography of Burzum that this album was used as the soundtrack from the film of the wife Marie Cachet. So this is a great atmospheric, ambient album, maybe some kind of folk genre. We can entitle this album The Ways of Your, and in the back we have the description on the tracks listed, but with one surprise. If you read very well here, what is the name of the last song? Please read with me. To Hell and Back Again. So, quite curious that this album was released 11 years ago, in the year of 2014. So, the last song have To Hell and Back Again. The last song have the same names of their autobiography. So it's a really interesting information, no? Let remind us that this book series, it's called To Hell and Back Again. So it's quite like a coincidence, no? That the last song from this album is the same name or have the same name as the book series called To Hell and Back Again. Another interesting information that we discover because we are very detailist. We have some kind of common sense. So this is the description about some items that I own on my Burzum collection. Also, we have the discography that was totally autographed by Barbicanes, but I will share with you on another video. In the meantime, we can enjoy this little talk about some of these Burzum items. We have some kind of tapes, we have some kind of DVDs, also we got some a bunch of books, and we ending talking about the vinyl collection from the Burzum discography. Of course, if you were concentrated on this streaming, you probably see that I missed three albums on vinyl format. Of course, the debut album is the one that I need to buy in the future. The second album missing is the Sol Austi Manifestan album, and of course, Tulean Mysteries album. So I need to buy it in the future these three albums to complete my collection on vinyl format. Maybe you don't know, besides the Philosophen autographed vinyl album, but buying all these vinyl editions. As you can see, it's quite heavy. I bought all these vinyls album during pandemic, so this was my therapy or my coronavirus assignment. No, I bought almost all of these vinyls during the past 4 years, starting with 2020 when the pandemic was released and spread to the world. So this is my pandemic or coronavirus memories. So I have a long and expensive therapy during the pandemic times, but I like it. I am very happy with my vinyl collection, still missing three of these albums to complete the Burzum discography. So thank you very much to all the people who watch this streaming today, Sunday. I wish you a very good ending of the month. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and also leave the thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below which is your favorite Burzum album, also which is your favorite song. And maybe if you read or have the opportunity to read those books, let me know which is your favorite part of the To Hell and Back Again book series written by Var Vikernes. If you own some kind of cassette or tape or vinyl or CD, let me know too. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and don't forget to listen Burzum. Continue supporting this great, fantastic one-man solo music project. See you in the next video. Bye.